desire to live in? Or do we have a two-world theory? Like the world we desire to live in and the world we are in. A very warm good morning to everyone. Thank you for coming here. I'm Harshita from Lady Shriram College. So basically, a few days back, I was flipping through a book, Sapiens, a very famous publication by Dr. Yuval Noah Harari, where he writes about the evolution of human beings. So the book mainly talks about how humans have evolved and reached at this place. The book made me rethink our place in this vast universe. Aren't we like a tiny dot in this vast universe? A single piece of thread in this, whole universe. But despite our smallness, we all have witnessed a lot of achievements in various domains, like science, technology, and the arts. Humans have witnessed a lot of achievements, but at the expense of other life forms and animals, we have caused a lot of harm to the environment itself. So over the centuries, we humans have made a lot of progress, but this progress comes at the expense of our environment. So right now, I am at a position to say that we are halfway there, but the best is yet to come. So let me begin with what I thought when I was a child. When I was a child at young age, I used to think that when I have a lot of money, I'll make a chocolate house for myself, and also I won't allow those people who don't treat me well right now, I won't allow to come them there. And, money meant this chocolate house for me. And also, I thought that, things were quite simple then for me. Like, I could easily differentiate between what was good. All things were like two-way. Like, either things were good or bad. Like, they were the good people and the bad people, the good witch and the bad witch we used to see in the cartoons, right? So, I think it was the most optimistic point of view of mine towards life because I was young and I had not much to stress about. So, this was all I thought about when I was young enough. Then I grew up. We all have to do that. As I grew older, I realized that there are sufferings around me. I myself witnessed sufferings. The news on TV became depressing, like showing natural disasters, images of poverty, injustice taking place around myself. I'm from Uttarakhand. In 2013, the Kedar difference, even in slightest way I couldn't do much at that age, right? I was an adolescent. So one of the first encounters of mine with humanity was when I was a young child. I became a part of this NGO called Dharohar, and I started getting engaged in charitable activities. So after that, after passage of time, I realized that freedom is itself a very nebulous concept. It's like freedom for me could be something different for you. Like for me, freedom could be my friends letting me out to go with my friends. But for an adult person, the same thing. Freedom could be their financial stability, independence. And also much later in time, I could make out that life is unfair to everyone at certain point of time. Like there are always times when people with supremacy over us have to make decisions that might affect us unfairly. So basically, now I know. Okay.
निर्णायक मंडल से निवेदन है कि वे प्रतिभागी से
laid down for basically the new chocolate house for the world that you're raising has 4 pillars. I could complete the essay. Sustainability, you talked of that, you talked of compassion, and you also talked of equality.
Yes,
what was more interesting for me was a world without borders that you've thought of. You've imagined a world without borders. Could you spell out the details, how you dream?
Like, I think of a world where there are no borders, because I think borders were created to protect us. And this is not going with what we thought about it. Like, nowadays, if borders won't exist, imagine the possibility of such a world. where borders won't exist. Resources and all knowledge and resources would flow freely, and we will be able to achieve remarkable achievements in fields of science and technology and the arts. So it would become much easier for us, which is
Your essay basically revolves around your personal
yes, ma'am. It's
experiences,
about my personal
challenges
experience.
and all the other
Yes,
problems
ma'am.
that you have faced in life. And of course, you've also said that life is unfair to everyone
Yes, ma'am.
in some way or the other.
Yes, ma'am.
You have written that according to you,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
ideal world you wish to create is the same world you are
Yes,
living
ma'am.
in.
Yes, ma'am.
You have that is the ideal world that you wish to create.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the same time, you have said, all I need is change.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to have your comments on the two contradictory remarks that you have made. That you have an ideal world where you are living, and at the same time, you want to bring about some change to make another world which you feel is the ideal one.
So basically,
please comment on
yes,
that.
ma'am. So basically, according to me, the ideal world that I want to enter is the same world I'm living in. There are some complexities we need to face, but it's not like earlier I used to think it could be another world, but right now I'm in the position to say that the ideal world is the same world I'm living in. We need to bring changes. Changes are first, it begins with me, and then it is approached by the society. Like if I want a pollution-free environment or ambience around me, I can blame the government. But at the end, if I come and take action, I clean my ambience and I work upon it, then it could be much better thing. Like I can bring a change myself.
Can I ask a
Yes.
question?
Yes, ma'am.
About your experience with Dharohar?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's a
Like.
charity.
No, first of all, I was as a young child, I became a member of this local initiative. It's in Nainital itself. So, firstly, I engaged with it in an online way. I was the part of the media and publicity. And later on, when the tragedy took place in June 2013, after that, the NGO started working for the betterment of the victims of that tragedy. So I became a part of it. We used to give visits to nearby places. Like I'm from Nainital. I couldn't go to Garhwal itself, but we used to collect donation, the resources for the donation, and we used to go to the places we could help people. And they used to transfer. Yes, ma'am.
That human intelligence is increasing day by day. Why is it that the increase is on the negative side? Why can't we make it on the positive side?
Sir, I think there are both the ways. It's going both the ways. Like the positive side, I would say, we now have a lot of exposure to the internet, the technology, and all the other things. So we are moving on a positive side. But I think also there is an information overload to all the people like us. We are being exposed to everything. But right now, like the internet, I should say, I can reap out good things from the internet, but there are also the bad things that I can reap out from the internet. So it goes both the ways. The intelligence increases, but we can't say always in a positive manner or always in a negative manner.
I'll interrupt you.
Yes, sir.
There are two words, intelligence and wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Intelligence is something else, wisdom is something else. Man needs intelligence or man needs wisdom.
Both the things in a balanced manner, I should say.
So which is the higher?
Yes, sir.
Which is the higher?
Sir, I think wisdom is higher from personal opinion, but
I can only say this part, just to add to your knowledge itself.
yes.
Intelligence is slowly and slowly growing to wisdom. And new research papers have also come on this part.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Mish, you very proudly say you're from Uttarakhand.
Yes, ma'am.
So am I. But the news I read about Uttarakhand is very depressing because
Yes.
of afforestation, there are
Yes.
landslides, there are cloudbursts, and there is what we call a post office economy due to migration.
Yes, ma'am.
In an ideal world, how would you, as a proud Uttarakhand girl, address these?
Ma'am, I want, like, as an individual, I can work towards, like, I can make awareness, I can create awareness to people. Also, the migration problem that you mentioned there, it could be sought out when people know much about the environment. Right now, they don't know, like, the organic farming, people don't know about it out there. People are not, they have lack of knowledge. They don't know about how to do agriculture over mountainous regions. So they're like, even agriculture is not benefiting them. Also, there are lack of jobs, so they are migrating. So I cannot make much. I can make difference at an individual level. So I can try to create awareness drives and work. Also, I love plantation, so I can contribute towards that at an individual level. I'm telling you.
Thank you, Harshita.
Yes, ma'am.
The question will be: On's blog once wrote, "Living in fear is a frustration, and living in hope of succeeding." This is in the context of utopia. The word which struck me in your paper was the idea of utopia.
Yes.
Could you please deliberate on the word?
So utopia, according to me, like I said, I at the end mentioned it. I was not able to complete. Although we might never be able to achieve a flawless utopia, but we are on the way. The aspiration to create a world, the aspiration to create a better world will lead to a just, more just and compassionate society. So from my perspective, the aspiration to be in a better world is what we call utopia. It's not a static destination. It's an ongoing journey. So like new challenges and opportunities will inevitably arise. So there's a question.
हर्षिता बिष्ट लेडी श्री राम कॉलेज फॉर वुमेन दिल्ली से BA ऑनर्स की छात्रा हैं।